All right, let's get to it. Pardon? I am recording for the handful of people who are away today, and so yeah. And if you ever need to look at it, you have a place to look. I always put it on YouTube. Okay. So as always, when we are we are studying for the tests and the quizzes, and every question we do regarding lines, all you need is to find out your value for M and to find out your value for B, because you know that we need to have X and Y left all alone. Right? Oops. There. We're going to let X and Y, we're going to have it all alone. We're supposed to leave it because the whole point is if you plug in an X, you can calculate Y. Or if you know what the Y is supposed to be and you plug it in, you can calculate X. The whole point is to solve for X and Y, which means our hunt is always going to be what is M, our hunt is always going to be what is B. If I give you a graph, isn't that easy? You can calculate M using your slope formula, right here, right? You can calculate B by looking where the point on the graph is, okay? Right? And also knowing that all I have to do is take a look at the Y value, because the value of X is always 0. So if I say, hey, the y-intercept is 11, they're like, why are you only giving me 1 point? Well, it's because X is always a 0. A y-intercept of quote unquote 11 means I have the point 0, 11. Same thing here. If I am looking at this as my y-intercept, the coordinate I know is 0, 1, but what do we say? We say y-intercept is 1. You don't say the 0 because it's not necessary. Does that make sense? Ask away. If that doesn't make sense, if you want me to repeat it, I need you to talk to me. We're studying for the test now, so I need you to ask questions. Yes? Oh yeah. If it's an intercept, one of the two numbers are automatically going to be 0. Nope. So if let's say, for example, you're talking about here, and that is, let's pretend that's negative 0.5 and 0. You would say x-intercept is negative 0.5, right? You don't have to specify the 0 number because that's a given. Okay, there it is. Starting from here, knowing that we're looking for just M and just B, I am going to be giving you a variety of information. For example, I give you this and I give you that. Your job is to figure out the equation with the clues that I have. The example that I give is pretty self-explanatory. There's two main kinds of questions I think you will encounter in the future. One is, take a look, a question when I give you a slope and I give you 1 point. The other example is when I give you no slope, but I give you 2 points. In any situation, you should still be able to solve it. So here's the problem. I have M, but I don't have B. That's the issue. You have to find it. Okay? Step 1. You might already have an idea because maybe you did this last year. But step 1. Use your slope to your advantage. Take your y equals mx plus b and plug in what you know for now. Any questions so far? I'm serious. No? Okay. Next, what am I missing? I'm missing B, right? I'll write missing. But what do we have? Okay, don't take it out on the chair. We do have not just y, we don't have b, but we have a point. And what is a point in terms of letters? Yep. We have this and we have that. Okay, which means we can also plug that in. You might wonder why. Consider this. When equals 4 is multiplied with an x value of 2 plus b, my answer is 6. Okay. Does that make sense?
Why would you put 2 and 6 over there and not
How do you know what to put where?
Well, that's the thing. The question says I have a slope and it goes through a 2, 6, right? So I have a slope of 4, and I don't know what this is, but I do know that when x equals 2, my y value is 6. No, think about it graphically. Pause. Think about it graphically. I have 2, 6. That's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's right there. And my slope is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's going to be something like that. Something like that. If I drew the graph and I continued this staircase downwards, do you think I'll run into my y-intercept? Yeah, it's going to be right there, right? It's going to be the y-intercept. But without a graph, I can still find it. Think about it this way. You know how I drew point 2, 6, and then I did the staircase? That's literally what I'm doing. I drew the 2, 6, and then I said I have to move by 4 over 1. And when you do it, on the graph, I'll be able to find my y-intercept. On the equation, I should also be able to find my y-intercept. Okay? So let me, you know what? Let me do this nicely, like in good copy, I guess, so that we can show what we're doing visually is the same as what we're doing algebraically. So 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here's my point. That is 2, 6. So if I'm going by a slope of 4, it's 4, 1. Right? 4 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. And if I count that, that will be a 3, 10. But if I go up by 4 and right by 1, I could go down by 4 and left by 1 as well. Oh, slope is 4, so it's 4 over 1. Rise, run. Remember from 5.1 and 5.2, I hope? I hope? Okay. So if I can go up by 4 and right by 1, I could go down by 4 and left by 1. And so I'm going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, what's my y-intercept? Yep, what, negative? Negative, just -2, right? So the point is 0, -2. If you could do it graphically, you've got to be able to do it mathematically, like algebraically, calculation-wise. And this is here's what I did graphically. I drew my 2, 6. I drew my 2, 6, x and y. I moved by a slope of 4. I moved by a slope of 4. I found my b. I better be able to find my b. Okay, so let me finish this by drawing this little nice line. Yep.
So, because the point is 2, 6, and it goes x, like, y, so 2 is x and 6 is y, so just put x and y as 2 and 6.
That's right. That's it. You're matching your x and y because the equation has an x, equation has a y. You plug in a 2, you plug in a 6. This is 6 equals 8 plus 6. How do I get b all alone? Let's keep going. How do I get rid of a positive 8? Subtract, -8 minus 8. So 6 minus 8 equals b. b B is, I like the variable first, -2, -2.
Get rid of the plus 6 first.
I'm not sure what you mean.
We're gonna do minus 6, minus 6.
No. I'm getting B all alone. So it's -8, -8.
That looks like a 6.
Oh, okay. -8, -8, 6 minus the 8 equals the. Okay, so B is equal to -2, which is same. Okay, and that's the whole point. Yes, Stuart.
Where did the 8 come from?
Where did the 8 come from? It's the 4 times 2. So 4 is the slope, right? 4 is the m. Okay, 4 is the 4. 4 is the 4. And 4 times the x value gave me 8. Okay, so 4 times 2 is 8. The 6 is my y value. When you solve, you find b, which matches the graph. But here's the thing. What if I don't give you a Cartesian coordinate on your test? The whole point is you being able to calculate without drawing. Because drawing, I'm going to say, is middle school level. As we progress further and level up in our mathematics, not arithmetic, but mathematics, we're leaving drawings behind. Everything is algebraic calculation. Write your final equation. Therefore, y is equal to 4x minus 2. So question saying, if you're doing this by yourself, you might say, Mr. K, where is the x and where did the y go? Someone want to answer that for you? Why did I remove the 2 and the 6? Is it?
Because it's not based on timeline. The pattern shows about multiple.
True. Anyone else want to add to that? The equation is based on multiple points, but why did I have to take away 2 and 6? And why does that make sense? Yes?
Because y and x are always changing.
Y and x are variables. That's right. It's always changing. Like Asif was saying, it's not just based on 2, 6. In the beginning of the question, I used 2, 6 to help me find something useful. But now that I found it, we go back to the original y equals mx plus b. You leave the x, you leave the y, and we're good. Yeah? Let's try it again. Let's try this again. You can do practice 2 on your own and practice 3 on your own. And well, practice 3, there's fractions, so it's a little harder. Maybe we'll do that together. Can you do number 1? Write the equation for a line with slope 2, 3, but it also passes through 6. After you find the equation, I want you to graph the line.
Passes through.
Like, yeah. Okay. So I'll just write this for you. M is equal to 2 over 3. I don't know what B is. All I know, though, is that it passes through a point 6, 0. Not 0, 6. 6, 0. See what you can make of it. I'll give you a couple minutes. I'll even pause this video. I've been talking without recording. So if you want to do 2 times 6 over 3 after you plug in your x and y value, you can. If you want to do 2 over 3 times 6 and you simplify first, you can. Either way, when you multiply this fraction, you should end up with 4 plus b equals 0. And then here comes algebra. Get b all alone. How to get rid of a positive 4? Minus 4. Minus 4. 0 minus 4. Negative 4. Therefore, y is equal to 2 over 3x minus a 4. That's it. Using your slope and using a point, we were able to find the last piece. Now we can graph it. Here we go. From -4, you know that your y-intercept is -4. Notice how I'm not even doing a 0. It's just, I know it's a -4. Okay? Then my slope is going to be rise of 2, run of 3. Let's do this. Rise of 2, run of 3. Rise of 2, 1 of 3. And then also, I could go backwards, saying down 2, left 3. And if I graph it, here's my confirmation, everyone. Here's how you know that you're doing it right. What's this point right here? 6, 0. It falls in this pattern of 6, 0, and with a slope of 2/3. So you might be saying, Mr. Kim, do I have to get the equation first? Can't I, just roughly, draw my 6, 0 first, and then draw a slope of down 2, left 3, down 2, left 3, down 2, left 3? You could, but if the question asks you to solve algebraically, then I can't give you marks at all because you haven't solved anything algebraically. You have been using skills from chapter 4 and chapter 5.1 and chapter 5.2. You haven't shown me how you can solve it without the graph. That's what I'm interested in. Question is, can you do this without visual aid? That's the goal. Okay. Okay. Let's move on to something harder. So if you've been using this graph first, I'm going to ask you to try to do it without. Number 3, let's do that together. This one's a little harder because it's got some fractions inside the point. Write an equation of a line. So automatically, you know it's y equals mx plus b. Slope of 2/3. And it passes through an xy point of 4, 3/2. And once you find it, go ahead and graph it. I'll give you another minute. Okay, let's continue finishing this then. Right, as always, I'm just looking at what I can plug in. This time, instead of doing one at a time, let's pretend you've practiced so much, you know that you're supposed to plug in both pieces of information. Y equals mx plus b is y equals m x plus b. Okay. Please notice that I'm also not writing an equal sign to match the one above. The line above already has an equal sign. It's called an equation. That's why we keep the equal sign the same, and we're saying left side equals right side. We keep that consistent. Here we go. 3/2 is equal to 8/3 plus b. Ooh, how do I get b all alone? Same as always, I am getting rid of this. This happens to be a positive fraction, so I'm going to subtract that fraction on both sides. The left side is now 3/2 minus 8/3. And so, how do we subtract fractions? All right. Yeah, go ahead. What the top numbers?
The same denominator by
Mhm.
multiplying it by 1, which is
So in this case,
so for the first one it's 3, you multiply both
Mhm.
numbers by
3/3.
The
That's
second one we multiply both numbers by 2.
all right. So 2/2. So when I subtract it, b is going to be a negative 7/6. So 9 minus 16 is what I'm doing. We have -7. Therefore, my equation is 2/3. Please don't get it confused. It's not that. It's this. X minus 7/6. which is really annoying. Mr. Kim, why would you give me a decimal? Well, sometimes I like to give decimals. You're gonna have to deal with it. 7 over 6, if you plug it in the calculator, it'll be a negative 1 point something. Negative 1.1, negative 1.16, 1 point something, okay? Yeah, something like that. So this would be negative 1.1-ish. Right there is my, okay, or this is my 0, comma, negative 7 over 6. And from there, that dot right under the line, look how annoying this is going to be, but you're gonna have to deal with it. If you get a situation like this, just carefully go up to right by 3. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So notice how every time I go up, I'm going just under the little grade lines. 1, 2, 3. And since this is a straight line, I don't need too many points to make my extrapolated line. Okay, and that would be y equals 2 over 3x minus 7 over 6. Yes. How did I know? Well, I found the y-intercept to be negative 7 over 6. And if you divide negative 7 over 6 in the calculator, you should get negative 1.166666 repeating. So I drew on my graph, I tried to draw approximately 1.2. It doesn't look very good though, but that's okay. And so, and then I did rise of 2, run of 3, rise of 2, run of 3. Okay, everyone, that's it. If this is okay, the next example is, I don't even give you a slope. You have to find it yourself. Can you? Using our equation up here. Ta-da! Here we go. Please go to the next page. What if the question is tricky and gives you only 2 points? What do we need for a line again? I need slope and I need y-intercept. So if I give you 2 points, the amount of work you have to do is a little bit more. First off, let's find slope. Equation. I'll just do that. 5 over 0, because 5 is the y value, 0 is the x, minus, minus. Negative 11 is the y, positive 3 is the x. That is the same as 5 plus 11, 0 minus 3. So there it is. Unfortunately, this cannot be reduced, so we leave it as is. Next, check it out. Now that I have slope, isn't that exactly like our questions in the first page? Look, the first questions here, I always give you a slope and 1 point. In this question, I have a slope and 2 points. I only need 1. So choose the one that's easy looking. 0, 5. Substitute the slope and 1 known location into y equals mx plus b. So when the y value is a 5, it is because my slope of m is multiplied by x plus b. Let's solve it. 5 is equal to, what is a negative 16 over 3 multiplied by a 0? Yeah. Imagine using 3 negative 11. You would have a lot more calculations to do. So choose a number that looks easier or will become easier. There's usually a clear indication of one being easier than the other. Sometimes it's not as obvious. That will be up to you to discover as you practice more. So that means 0 plus b is nothing. So therefore, b is equal to 5. My final equation is y negative 16 over 3 x plus 5. Yes? Where did I take a 4? Where's the 4?
Up there.
This?
No, up there. Like,
This?
5 minus 11.
That's an 11.
No, no, no.
It's like 5 minus 4.
That's an 11.
Oh, sorry,
Minus 11.
sorry.
That's okay. Oops. All right. And that's it. Oh. That's it. So if I give you a question with only 2 points, you still have the ability to solve. Notice, everyone, these points don't have a 0 this time, so you're going to have to do a little bit of work. How about we do 1 together, and then we do 3 together, and then we'll call it a day. Okay? Please try number 1. I'll pause the video. I'm hoping you got a chance to try it. So, equation of a line is y equals mx plus b. So your goal, find m, find b. That's the goal. Here we go. M, y, x, minus y, x. 1 over negative 3. Nice. Bless you. Plug in. We've got Liam, any preference of point? No? Oz, you have a preference? 2 and 3. So since it's y equals mx, y equals m x plus b. Oh, that's going to be annoying. So 3 is equal to negative 2 over 3 plus b. And that means b is going to be equal to 3 plus 2 over 3. And so if I have the same denominator, 3 is the same as 9 over 3. So b equals 9 over 3 plus 2 over 3, which is 11 over 3. Therefore, annoying, y is equal to negative 1 over 3x plus 11 over 3. Okay. Your final challenge before we call it a day is to try to do the exact same situation, even if the question gives you fractions. Right? Find an equation of a line means I need y equals mx plus b, which means I need slope and I need y-intercept. That's always going to be a goal when we talk about equations of a line. Right? And like if we have that equation, all the exercises we've done in the past, you can still do. So the equation is very valuable in solving and analyzing a lot of things. See if you can do that.
I have a question. What do you mean call it a day? So what's saying? I'm so confused.
It's a figure of speech. I guess it's an English thing. Calling it a day means saying the day is done. We finished for the day. Right? Call it a day means what we need to do before we sleep has been done, I guess. Right? So we call it quits. We say finished. Let's see.
Bless you.
Yeah, bless you.
Thank you.
Yes. Ooh, y over x.
Fraction.
Yeah, minus. It's okay. We can still do it. Y over x. It's annoying, but we can still do it. It's not impossible. So that is 6 minus 4. And the same denominator means the denominator is a 6. That's 4 over 6 minus 3 over 6.
So we're just minusing.
Okay, I'm going to go further. I'm not going to leave 2 over 1 over 6 as my slope. If you remember, if you have a fraction in a fraction, is the same as saying this, which is the same as saying,
Oh my gosh, that's unfair.
yeah, which is a 12. The slope is a 12.
Oh,
That's not so bad. Yeah, it's not so bad, right? Anyways, now I'm going to plug in. Fuzz, which point? This one? Okay. Y is equal to m x plus b. So that is 6 is equal to 24 over 3. That's going to be 8. So nice. Over b. And so b is well, you can try it. What I'm doing is just in my head, 12 is 12 over 1. 12 times 2 divided by a 3. Divided by a 3. That's 8. Think about it. 12 over 1 times 2 over 3 multiply across 24 multiply across a 3. That's an 8. Another way you can do it to save time, what is 12 divided by a 3? 4. So 12 divided by 3 is a 4, and 3 divided by 3 is a 1. 4 times 2, 8. 1 times 1, it's still an 8. Either way works, okay? So the final answer, now that we have B, is y equals 12x minus 2. Done. Right? You found your m, you found your b. That's it. The rest of these examples, like example 2, question 2 here and question 2 here, I'm going to fill in before the class is over. I'll put it up on our website and you can check your answers there. Your task are these, they're not word problems because I don't tell you a story, but they are given to you in words. These are very typical, the stereotypical application questions you will see, K and A, on your quizzes and tests. So please go through these or as many of these as you can. If there are too many questions, please do number 1, number 3, and then number 5, ACE, number 7, AC. The other ones, you can save it for test studies. But doing that will give you a good sprinkle of everything. If you do number 1, I was like, whoa, that was hard. I wonder if I could do it again. Try number 2. Like, approach this like you were really studying for a test. We're going to do that all week. Yes, Fuzz? Sure. Okay. Any questions? Going once, going twice? Pardon? Here, I'll stop here. 1, 3, 5, and 7. So basically every other question. And in 5 and 7, do every other question too. So ACE, ACE. If, as you go through, let's say number 3, you're like, oh, that was tough. Try number 4 because it's basically the same thing but harder. Okay? Keep practicing. I'll stop the video here, and that's it.